Good morning! Alrighty, so the past couple of weeks I have bought some products and they've just kind of started piling up. Usually I get a product and I just have to get my hands on it right then and there. I've been a little busy, so it's just kind of piled up and I'm ready to test it all out. So I thought that would be a great video today, is to do a pretty much full face of first impressions. So what do we have on the list today? Well, I'm glad you asked. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Originally I picked up Soft Ivory, way too pale, and then Soft Beige is what I picked up, which I think is going to be a little bit closer. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you probably hear me talk about Elcie Cosmetics a lot. I am obsessed with their foundation. It's their Micro Silk Foundation. It just performs beautifully on the skin. If you're oily, if you're dry, it looks like your skin. It's probably a medium coverage, I would say, light to medium, buildable. When I saw they were coming out with a concealer, I said, what? So I had to get it. So I got their concealer that we're gonna try today. And then they have these jewel toned shadows. Yeah, they say it's a creamy foil pigment. Now I already did a first impression video with this shadow, so I'm gonna put some clips in from that so you still get my initial reaction, but your girl was hooked. I mean, when you guys see the way that these apply on the eye, there's nothing like it. So they have two different categories. They have a mauve and then they have the gold toned. So I finished off the mauve collection because I'm a fiend and I have a problem. So this is the shade Rubelite and this is Morganite. And then I also got some Melt Cosmetics shadows. So I purchased the Radioactive stack, which we can get more in depth later. And then I purchased two more of their shadows, Lovesick and Enigma. Now I did play with these the other day, just these two, because I wanted to save the Radioactive stack for first impression, but I might dabble in these today too. I did purchase this for my kit, so maybe I'll test that out today. This is the Lorac Shine Bright Cheek Palette. I did think they were going to be a little bit more pink versus peach tone, but there's two highlighters here, so we'll play with that and these blushes. So enough about all that shit. Let's get started. This is the Becca backlight. Nope, I lied. This is the Becca First Light Primer. I talked about it in my Maybelline Fit Me foundation review. It just gives you that extra little glow and it's not as intense as the backlight is. So it's got like a purple tint which kind of helps brighten up your skin. I always pretty much wear this primer, so I don't really think it's fair to not use a primer with this foundation because my everyday is using a primer. Do you need to wear a primer every day? Hell no. Does moisturizer do the same thing? Absolutely. You don't need to wear a primer. It's just kind of like an additive, right? So for me, I like a little bit of that extra glow, which is why I go with the Becca. If you have large pores, they have pore filling ones. If you get super shiny, you could put like a shine killer one where you get shiny. So with that, yes, primer is helpful. Is it needed for every day? Absolutely not. So the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. We're gonna start with Soft Beige and see how much I need to lighten it up. Goodbye Photo Flashback. Helps eliminate white particle reflection. Okay, so already I'm seeing a problem with their advertising because why would your foundation give you the white particle reflection where they have it placed? The way they have it placed on this is almost like it's a powder. So you can get flashback from foundation usually if there's SPF in it. So you could still put a powder on top of this that would give you a flashback. So make sure you are using a no color powder. Oh, all right, little paddle. Ooh, this might be a little too warm. Oh god, this is probably gonna be too orange. Just from that initial swatch, it's a little watery. It kind of disappeared straight into my skin, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have to lighten it up. So what I just swatched was soft beige. I'm gonna lighten it up with soft ivory. So you have your beige here and your ivory there. It does feel very nice on the skin though, like it's very soft. So usually when I have a foundation, I'll take my finger and rub it in as much as I can. And then I'll go in with a beauty blender or a brush and kind of soften it out. Sometimes your finger is your best tool. I don't know what it almost smells like fake, like cherry licorice. Like, you know those color licorice that you would get? It's kind of what it smells like. See what happens when I go in with a brush. This is a Juno & Co brush. Actually, this would be a good first impression to add. If you have not tried Juno & Co brushes, please do. Oh my gosh, this brush was $3, cruelty free. So I use their foundation brush, and I have their highlighting brush. They have a blush brush, just a powder brush. They're all super soft. I have a couple eyeshadow brushes. What do I got? Okay, I have 3 of them on me right now. They also have a pointed dome brush. This isn't it, but this is about the shape of it that I don't have. I have those in my kit. But they have a smudge brush right here. This used to be their old eyeshadow brush, but they changed it to this, which I'm a little disappointed about, but it gets the job done. So definitely check them out because these were all like $2. I gotta go in with a beauty blender on this side because it is drying down pretty quick. I can already tell you I'm probably gonna have the same issues that I had with the Maybelline as far as it settling into my pores and wrinkles and fine lines. It's got pretty good coverage, I would say. It's definitely buildable. I don't want to build it too much and create a bunch of extra creasing. The consistency is very similar to the Tarte Water Foundation, but the Tarte I feel like is a little bit more workable. I don't really like how it's drying down. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm about normal to dry skin. If you are dry, it's probably gonna cling on to any dry patches you have. Because I can see it kind of accentuating a couple little patches I have, and it's definitely gonna sink into my pores that aren't really there, but are there right now. I could see if you're oily, maybe this is for you. I don't even know if it's the right thing to do to put the Elcie Cosmetics concealer on top of this because like I feel like they're in 2 different categories. So moving on to concealer, this is the Elcie Cosmetics Complete Remedy Silk Concealer. I got the shade Light. And what I like about it is it has this steel applicator. So if you are somebody that has issues with puffiness under your eyes, this would be good for you because it's cold, so it's gonna create some circulation. Oh, okay, that is pretty, oh god, that, guys, that Wet n Wild is already oxidizing on my hand. So that is the shade Light. So I feel like this is probably a pretty good match for me. Does look maybe a little bit more pink based, but let's see what happens. God, that thing is so refreshing though, that coolness on your face. This is probably too much. I'm just gonna kind of going in what I would normally do with concealer, so we'll see. I feel like it's not too thick and it's spreading out. To give you guys a reference, I use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and while I love that, I do feel like sometimes it gets a little thick, and then if you leave it on too long, I feel like it's hard to work out, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like this is giving me the equivalent of coverage without making me feel like I'm caking a bunch of stuff underneath my eye. Oh God, I am not gonna like this Wet n Wild. I'm sorry. It went on really nicely, but now that it's dried down, it's like super patchy. It's already going into these smile lines right here. Do I take it off? What do I do? Nope, I'm gonna leave it on. I'm gonna show you guys. All right, let me get a little Smashbox primer water and spray it. I'm a slave for you. All right, I don't have a pressed powder or any powder that I'm gonna test out today, so I'm just gonna go in with RCMA No Color Powder. All around me are from, and I'm gonna do it with a brush. If anybody's looking for cheap brushes, here you go. These e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is just their blush brush, but it's super soft. The shape of it is really nice to get in with the contouring or anything that you really want to do to your face. You know what, you guys, I'm sorry. I gotta take this off because I just think it's shit. I got this foundation for $2. I think it's like $4, $5 normally. So I think if you're somebody who maybe has oily skin, I would watch out though for any texture. It's gonna bring up texture. Like, it's creating all this texture right around my nose. It's not transfer proof, which it doesn't say it is, but like, damn, come on. You see that? Oh God, I look like a... See that? See this texture right in here? Right in here? Okay, let's just put it this way. This is probably close to what my Maybelline the Maybelline Fit Me looked like after 8 hours. And this is not even 15 minutes. So I'm gonna take it off and start from scratch, and then I'll do a video with the Elcie Cosmetics foundation mixed with their concealer so you guys can see what it actually looks like together and how great of a foundation that is compared to this shit. Bye, I'll be back. Okay, if my skin looks better with no makeup on than with a foundation on, that's how you know it's crap. God, I feel good to be back without any freaking... Get out of here. I don't even want to look at it. I'm pissed I spent money on that. I will say the concealer when I was taking it off was pretty water resistant, so that's a plus. So let's just go back in with our handy dandy Becca First Light Primer. So my shade at Elcie Cosmetics is usually like vanilla. They were sold out when I went to repurchase. So usually what I do is I mix up porcelain with a little bit of warm beige. The warm beige kind of gives you that adding some depth to the porcelain without adding any yellow or red. It just kind of keeps it pretty neutral, so that's why I go with this. If you want something with a little bit more red, try their warm ivory, or something with more yellow, try their natural. We start with about that much. A little bit goes a long way. It goes on a little bit thinner, but you can build it up. But that's why I like it, is because it works like your skin. I just contoured my face a little bit, just warmed it up. After I do powder and my contour, I like to go in with some sort of refreshing spray just because my skin is normal to dry. So I want to kind of give it what it needs, and it's thirsty. It's so thirsty right now. Lorac Shine Bright palette. It's called a Light Source and Cheek palette. Here are your two highlight shades. So this is the pinkier shade called Bold Spirit. Bold Spirit. Talk. And then Opalescent is the more yellowy tone. I'm gonna go in with Bold Spirit first because I feel like that would look the best on my skin. Oh. That's actually really pretty. I mean, it packs a little bit of a punch. Like, you could definitely bring this up to Omrizi level. Okay, I'm gonna take that opalescent shade, that more yellowy tone. Oh, this is probably gonna be a mistake. Oh, no it's not. Holy crap. Oh my God. What? I mean, look at that. That was almost easier to build up than my champagne pop. All right, I'm gonna do my bronzer, come back, and then we'll talk about some blush. I wish there was something a little bit more pink. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know, I feel like it's just gonna add maybe a little bit more of like a bronzer type vibe, and then I can pack a little punch with that. So I'm gonna go with Aura. I'm sorry. Okay, that's interesting. So that actually packs more punch than I thought it would. The color almost kind of changes from your brush. Like, you can kind of see it on there compared to what it is right here. Okay, that is very misleading. Not that I'm mad about it, but like, I was not ready for that, which makes me question what color this one is going to be. It might be a little deceiving in the palette, but I feel like once you work with this palette, you kind of know what the colors are gonna pay off to be like, then you should be good to go. Definitely that highlight, I'm very impressed, so we're gonna amp it up and see what happens with that highlight. Let's see how glowy we can get. So Mario Badescu Rose Water. I'm just gonna mix the two. Dude, it is here to stay, it is here to play, and I love a good highlight. Man, I mean, this just made my whole day. Let's do our eyeballs. So I'm going to prime them with the Elcie Cosmetics Concealer, because if it is a similar consistency to Tarte Shape Tape, then it should have no problems holding up. Okay, first of all, take it a step back. Take it a step back. Let's look at this radioactive palette. Palette thing. What is it? So you got 4 shades. Orange, called Radon. Yellow. This yellow has a little bit of a shimmer in it, called Neon. Green, called Xenon. And then you have this pink called Radioactive. So I feel like I need to say this because there are differences between pressed pigments and eyeshadows. Pressed pigments are technically not, they have to label them. I think it's like not safe for the eye, or like sensitive for eyes or something like that. And majority of the reason that they are labeled this way is because of the dyes in them. So chances are if you use these on your eye, it will stain. It will stain your eyeballs. It'll come off, but it will stain. So these are the 2 pressed pigments in this stack. These 2 are eyeshadows, perfectly safe for the eye and will not stain your eyeball. Kind of like feeling some sunset-y type vibes, especially because I have these 2 rustier stacks, Lovesick and Enigma. I'm gonna start just by putting a little transition shade in with my Tarte Pro palette. These 2 right here is what I use. They are the shades Chic and Innocent, everything that I am not. I will say there is a lot of fallout in these, so just be forewarned. Damn, okay. Oh, wow. Wow. So I'm gonna take out my handy dandy pastels from Lime Crime, and I'm gonna go in with this pink color called Royal Flush, just to help blend it up just a little bit and soften it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with just like a shade that is close to my eyebrow. Don't do that. Close to your skin tone. So I'm just mixing like a cream and a white, just to soften that up a little. So I'm going to take something a little bit fluffier than the dome shape. This is just an Eco Tools blending brush. Go in with Radon. Shit, guys, these are like, do you see how much is on my brush right now? This is crazy. I think that would be the only downfall, is how pigmented these are. And if that's a downfall, then I don't want to be an upfall. The shade Love Sick. And start building my crease and adding some depth. And I'm gonna go in with Enigma on the outer corner. See how dark that is? Like, why are we all so impressed when a eyeshadow company has pigment in their eyeshadows? Shouldn't that be the standard? From there, I'm gonna go in with these jewel toned, mauve toned shadows from Elcie Cosmetics. So here is Morganite. Yep, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is exactly what it looks like on the eye. Oh my god. Here is Rubelite. It is more of a purpley tinge. This is Amethyst. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Rubelite, the middle part of my eyelids. And look, whatever I just used, still so much left. A little bit goes a long way. I'm going to take Lovesick and go under. I'm going to take some of that orange called Radon, Radon, Radon. Let's deepen that up with Enigma. I'm going to take a brown liner and just kind of go on top and bottom. And I might put a little black in the waterline, and that's about it. I just added some mascara, some eyeliner, a little, this is Gerard Cosmetics Wine Down, their Hydra Matte. Does anybody else do that? I literally just lay eyelashes on my eyes just to see what it looks like. Because, you know, Instagram, you gotta have freaking lashes on that are the size of a house. So what do we think? What are our thoughts? Well, we know how the Wet n Wild went. That was a definite miss. That was a shit show. That was a oh hell no. That was a no ma'am, no thanks. I don't want it. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching my video. If you have any products that you would like me to test out and try within a reasonable price range, let me know. I am more than happy to do that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to be nice to people because it's not that hard. Bye!